Hey, what it is, what it ain't, this your boy Lil Duwatt, and you are now watching the Mercenary podcast. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah. And this is episode 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We done made it to episode 6, ladies and gentlemen. Or episode 7. This is episode 6, I believe. Episode 6. Hey, I know it's been a while since I shot a couple of these episodes. After on the last episode, I clearly just said I wasn't going to be going missing, but as usual, I be having a lot of shit I have to take care of, and I try to be consistent, and that's what I'm going to do. Even if I have to try to carve out some time, I am going to be consistent on this shit. I guarantee you, we are going to officially be doing this shit Monday through Friday, and y'all gonna get to see this shit episode by episode, and we gonna keep going up. I got a lot of shit going, but we gonna get this shit worked out. I appreciate y'all watching me, man. Like, it's all love. It's all love. But before I get started with this episode, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, your sponsor, our sponsor, God. Because without him, none of this would be possible. I wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be able to do this. So shout out to the big G-O-D. Always got to give a shout out to God, and give a shout out to yourself, man. Give a shout out to yourself, man. For if you out here making it, trying your hardest to live life, shout out to yourself. You deserve it. You deserve it. All positive energy every day, all day. As you can see, like every episode so far, I am 420 friendly. 420 friendly, which means y'all, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see me smoking a blunt. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Majority of the time, I probably am. So, if you don't like it, don't give a fuck. Not the podcast for you. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching anyway. No. Let's go, episode 6, baby. Episode 6, baby. First topic of the day, NBA Finals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Game 7 on our hands, and this is what I wanted. I've been saying it on the last couple of episodes. This is what I wanted. I have been saying in the past. I done said it before that this is the finals that I feel like a lot of people needed. This has been a really good finals. It's been somewhat unpredictable to a degree, and I really like that. I like that about basketball. I like when basketball is unpredictable. I like when sports is unpredictable and we don't always feel like we know who the fuck's gonna win because they are that much better. But this is a good series. Indiana coming back and dominating OKC in Game 6. Strong performance from the Indiana Pacers. TJ McConnell coming off the bench did his thing. He's been pretty much doing his thing this entire series. Obi Toppin led the way with, I believe, about 20 to 24 points, somewhere around there, about 20 points coming off the bench. Tyrese Halliburton, 14.7 assists, have a strained calf. I know there's been a story the last few days about his calf, and that hasn't been looking good. I thought for sure when they said that he strained his calf, I was like, damn, I don't think they're going to win Game 6, even though I wanted them to win Game 6, because I wanted this to go 7. And they did it, man. I ain't going to lie. After struggling in Game 5, after struggling in Game 5 with that calf, and OKC going up 3-2 after Indiana was up 2-1, and then OKC tying the series, then going up 3-2, and Tyrese Halliburton straining his calf. I was starting to look like, oh man, here it comes. It's the swing. I might not be able to get to 7, but let me give us a personal shout out to Tyrese Halliburton, because it's not with him. I think Tyrese Halliburton is starting to kind of show people it's not always about the stats. You can be a superstar in many different ways. Even if the people don't want to call him a superstar, he is the engine of that team, and the feeling that he gives is superstarish. His basketball IQ is supercharged. If he really wants to, and I'm saying this, I don't think it's a skill thing. I really think if he wants to average about 23 to 25 points a game and 8 to 10 assists, he can do that. I think he just wants to get his people involved, and they have a system that Rick Carlisle, the great Rick Carlisle, by the way, a champion already. Got to give him credit as well. I just think that they running a system, and he just fits into it perfectly, man. So I got to give a shout out to Tyrese Halliburton, man. That was a good, and shout out to the Indiana Pacers overall. They fought like some dogs. OKC did not play as good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did not have a great game. Jalen Williams had a plus minus of -40. One of the worst plus minuses in finals history. So to just let you know what kind of game he had, SGA had about 8 turnovers. It was that kind of game going for them. Like, that was a game that I was not expecting, by the way. I was hoping for, but I was not really expecting. But this is a good series, man. It's going 7. I think the game is tomorrow night. I believe it's tomorrow night. We got a game 7. First game 7 since 2016. Cleveland and Golden State. And everybody knows how that turned out. LeBron 3-1, coming down from 3-1 and winning a championship. First game 7 since then. I think it's gonna be huge. We get to see some legacies created in this game 7 for Tyrese Halliburton and SGA. A lot is on the line in this game. Except for SGA, it's more about proving who you but like not already proven, but basically stamping on who you are in the league, that you are one of the premier superstars, and you are a MVP, and you are, if you win a championship, you are on a track to being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Unguardable. One of the easiest scorers we've seen in a long time. From a point guard position, by the way. So even though he's about 6'5", 6'6", still really good, man. Just really talented. And for Tyrese Halliburton, getting to becoming a champion, to coming facing adversity in the finals. Imagine if he has a big game and they upset everybody and win this chip. His legacy, to me, I can't say, especially if he's the reason why they win the championship, I can't see how you can't put him in that superstar class. I think at that point, it's all about his numbers. You just have to put up the superstar numbers. But to me, that's superstar ability if he's able to pull that off. And basically proving to everybody that you're on the come up, that you're one of those next guys that's on the come up to being one of the faces of the league. So I love this series. 2 small market teams. I love to see it. OKC hasn't been to the finals since 2014 when the big 3 of James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook went against the big 3 of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. And we all know how that turned out. What? With them losing that series. And Indiana haven't been here since, I believe, since Reggie Miller led them there. Yeah, they haven't been there since Reggie Miller led them there. So this is a great. I'm just happy to see this. I'm proud of both teams. I'm excited for Game 7. Let's get it out the way. I think I still overall have OKC winning the series. OKC is still my pick. But like I've been saying, I am not sleeping on Indiana. I am not sleeping on the Pacers. I would not be surprised if Indiana, especially after what I've seen in Game 6, I would not be surprised if Indiana wins this thing. I still have OKC. I think OKC is still the better team. But when they're playing their best, they should run away with this. But Indiana has proven if you're not playing your best against us, you're not going to just smack us all over this court. You're going to lose this basketball game. And Tyrese Halliburton, if it's close, Tyrese Halliburton has proven that he's going to touch you down. He's going to take you out. So I love this series. Really good series, man. Really good series. Great basketball series, man. Let's see what happens. Let's see what goes on, man. I'm excited for the next chapter. The draft is coming up Thursday. And speaking of the draft, and I'm glad moving on to our next topic, a great transition to our next topic. Like I said, the NBA draft coming up this Thursday after the finals ends, after Game 7 ends Sunday tomorrow, because today's Saturday. I'm not sure exactly when this episode. I don't know when this episode is going to air, but maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but whenever. But Thursday night, the NBA draft is supposed to be coming up. And we're gonna have a live draft coverage, but we're gonna have a I'm thinking about doing a pre-podcast for that. I may do it, I may not do it. But I do plan on having a podcast that day, obviously. And we're gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna have a special guest on this one, and we're gonna go back and forth on some of the notable draft picks. And we're just gonna give our opinion on that shit, and it's gonna be lit. I think we're gonna have a draft special. It's gonna be lit. So, but even if I gotta do it by myself, you know what it is. It is what it ain't. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you don't know what that means, then you just ain't hip. But basically, I'm gonna make it do what it do regardless. So, but anyway, I'm gonna have a draft special. It's gonna be lit. And speaking of the draft, our next topic, one of the draft prospects, Ace Bailey. One of the best complete scorers I've seen in a long time come out of the draft. Plays for Rutgers. I believe he's a guard or a forward. I believe he's listed as a forward though, but he plays like a guard. But Ace Bailey, he's been compared to Paul George. He's considered one of the best pure scorers we've seen in a long time. One of the best players in the draft we've seen in a long time. Outside of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper in this draft. Cooper Flagg from Duke consensus #1 pick. Dylan Harper possibly #2. Doubt it, because San Antonio has a lot of guards, but you know, it's that order. Those guys are that good. That's pretty much a lot of people's big three. Now, I don't have a specific board. I haven't scouted anyone to that degree for me to have a board yet. But I will get into that stuff later on. Maybe obviously not this year, but it's getting into next year. I'm gonna try to get deeper into that type of stuff, and we're just gonna go from there. But as of right now, I'm not a scout. I'm not scouting anybody to that degree, but I just know that those are the notable players. And as of one of the notable players, and Ace Bailey is. Ace Bailey has been making noise the last couple days with the draft approaching, and he has decided to not meet with any team and during this draft process. And why that's an interesting story is that, and before I keep going further, their explanation coming from his agent, sources, let me say, is that he believes that, or his team, his camp believes that he's a top 3 player. He has top 3 potential, and they don't want to meet with certain teams because they don't think he's either not going to be available, or he has a certain pick to a certain destination that he wants to go. That I don't have the exact information on hand, so if I'm butchering the information, I apologize, but that's just what so far that I've researched. That's what I've heard. That's what I heard, and that's what I've been recited to me. But let me just say, I don't want to condemn Ace Bailey, because I want to congratulate him and any other pro athlete. These are still young men at the end of the day, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. Still young men at the end of the day. Then they're going through life-changing events right now, and they're going to get pulled every which way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be the guy to kind of speak negative on anything, but what I will say, and in a big brother role to a guy like a Ace Bailey, who's very accomplished already coming out of college, National Player of the Year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the SEC, I believe. I said the SEC. He played for Rutgers. My bad. Big East. I'm not gonna sit here and condemn him for anything, But what I will say is, don't forget the reason you started playing basketball. Don't forget the reason why. I understand you have agents and you have a lot of business, and especially with the era we live in NIL, it's kind of easy to make everything a business decision. But some things isn't always a business decision, even though the NBA is a business, it's a professional basketball association, and I completely understand that. But don't forget why you get into your craft, why you've been staying up late at night shooting free throws, learning turnovers, turnaround jump shots, cross moves with your pops, going to basketball camps. You know what I'm saying? And like spending all those years grinding, going through growth spurts. You know what I'm saying? Only just so you can get to this point. To also because you had a dream of playing in the NBA. Don't let bad advice distract you from that. Just kind of keep your nose clean, stay focused, because I don't know what it's like to play in the NBA. Obviously, you're one of the very few that have the privilege of being able in the 76 year, whatever it is, of players to play in the NBA, of very few people. So that's why I congratulate you for that. But just being a realist, just being a big bro, just being a guy that wants to see you succeed. I don't believe you're a bad kid or anything like that, man. Just because you're probably not even the only one that's doing that. You're just the one that's the most notable because you're one of the more talented players in the draft, and the spotlight is on you. So I gotta get it. But even to anyone else in the draft, I have the same advice. Just don't forget why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make people think that you're entitled or arrogant, you know what I'm saying, and give them a reason to not draft you. And even if it's a strategic move, you never know where you're going to be at in 3 to 4 years. You can feel like you're going to be a superstar, but you can always, knock on wood, not wishing that for you, but anything can happen. You get hurt, and that team, and you're not the same caliber player. You know what I'm saying? So and then the team shows you exactly who's in charge. So just kind of keep your face clean. Just stay focused, man. Again, congratulations, because this is such a life-changing event, and I hope you do right. And I know you probably will, man, because you seem like you're such a young, focused guy. You seem like you got good energy, and you seem like you definitely have common sense. So I don't chalk it up to you being arrogant or cocky. I just think this is the time that we live in, where you have to make certain business decisions on guys. I just feel like, I never known anybody, just being real, I never known anybody to get a job without having a job interview or even meeting the team, the person that they're trying to work for. You know what I'm saying? So always be reminded that you gotta always have humility and grace in everything that you do. So that would be my advice to Ace Bailey on that, because I've heard this the last couple of days, and I do find that kind of interesting, because it's just kind of let you know where like the pecking order of society is, where you can do those kind of things. I'm not saying I'm not saying that he's a bad guy for it. I'm just saying, like, you gotta, I come from an era of Kobe and Allen Iverson, where they wanted to perform for everybody. And even if they knew that they was gonna be top picks, especially II, because he was the #1 pick, he wanted to show everybody that they was those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Even if they felt like they knew that they was those dudes, they still wanted to put on a show. And I'm not saying that you have to work out either, because that's a completely separate, because you don't really have to work out for every team, but at least show your face. That's the point I'm trying to make, is show your face. You know what I'm saying? Meet with these people and just kind of show, even if you don't feel like you're going to even go to that team, you don't want people to have a stigma about this kid that you are some bad guy, because they'll try to throw that label on you immediately. And I don't believe you are that, But like I said, just stay focused and don't forget why you play basketball. Don't forget why you at the level you're at right now. So, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. That was really interesting to me, I ain't gonna lie. We live in an age, and like, especially when you see what's going on in college football, where guys are basically leaving their teams because of money situations and stuff like that. So we're living in a crazy time where a lot of kids are being kind of unfairly judged for using the system that was given to them. And some guy and they kind of be ready to throw labels on certain guys, and it's kind of throwing out, in a way, it's kind of ruining tradition of what sports is supposed to be about. At least at the college level, it's kind of, it's kind of what sports is supposed to be about. Because now when you had to handle it like a business, you do get situations like this where they're immediately, guys are handling, they're already trained to handle everything like a business. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing though. It's a good thing because you're already alert to, I don't want to wear my body down, but you know what I'm saying? And if it's certain things that I don't need to do, I'm not gonna do. But it's a bad thing because you got guys leaving and committing to teams and leaving and doing this and doing this and do that. And I'm not saying that's an Ace Bailey's situation or anything. I think his situation's a little bit different. But just speaking into the whole NIL thing anyway, I think I agree with NIL. I do believe that college players should have NIL. But I do think that they should structure it in a way where because it ruins college basketball and football, to where guys are basically, we used to have a dream of anybody, and I'm not saying like just totally just me, but anybody who had real hoop dreams or real football dreams, real sports dreams, know that before that stuff, that you had to grind it. It made you work your ass off for a scholarship. Now it makes a kind of scholarships meaningless. Just my opinion. They make a scholarship feel meaningless if all I can do is just get paid to go to school. You know what I'm saying? But we used to work because it made scholarships important. It made going to school important. Now it doesn't make going to school important if they're getting all these lump sums of money, and then these kids are all of a sudden thrown into power positions. And then when you have a situation like Ace Bailey, that stigma can fall on you where it feels like, oh, he's from that Gen X type of generation. He's just not a, you know what I'm saying? He must be a kind of arrogant person. And even if that's not the situation, just taking advantage of what's in front of him. But that's why I say just kind of stay focused, man. Just keep your mind on basketball, and let everything else come to you. I wouldn't take that advice, but then again, like I said, I'm not in your position, so I can't just say that. But if it was me, I would still go meet with certain teams. I wouldn't meet with a lot of teams, but if it's realistic, and I know I'm pretty much know where because a lot of these days you pretty much know where you're likely gonna fall, even if you never know, you pretty much know. I would still want to show my face and show that I'm appreciative of the opportunity that's given to me. You don't want to be shown that you're unappreciative. So that's all I have to say about that topic. But blessings to all college athletes out there, man. Anybody that has a dream and they fighting for it. Not even just college athletes, just any rappers like me, or anybody who in the entertainment industry, or anybody it doesn't really matter. You can be a chef. Like if you know what I'm saying? If it's your dream, go accomplish it. Be all that you can be. I'm all about that. All about self-love. Just go do it. Just make sure that you stay focused and you stay humble. That's the whole point that I was trying to make. As I've gotten caught up in rambling about such and such. But speaking of music, by the way, as we transition, I just dropped a new song. It's called Last Long. You can listen to it on my YouTube. It's gonna be it's gonna be a song I'm just gonna tell y'all now. It's gonna be a song that I'm putting on my EP, that I'm working on right now. Go listen to that, because I got a lot of new shit, that I got a lot of projects, a lot of things that I got planned that's coming up. Appreciate y'all who rocking with me. I know we not big right now, but we will be one day. It just takes patience, hard work, and if God has it, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta put the work in. So, but until then, even then and now, between now and then, I'm always gonna be appreciative and always gonna show love to the people who support me, because without my supporters, I wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't be motivated enough to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say motivated enough to not do this shit, but without my supporters, I wouldn't have a voice to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And that's why I make music for like-minded people like myself. So yeah, go listen to that, and stay tuned. EP on the way. I kind of got a name for it. I know I said I was gonna give y'all the name, but I'm kind of still debating the name for it. But I guess when I finish it, the name will call, everything will come together. But it's gonna be hard. Go get that out right now. It's on exclusively on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Last Long. I'm finna drop a video for it. A video that I'm gonna personally make for myself for the first time. I'm letting everybody know that now. They were like, oh, you shoot videos? This is gonna be my entry into learning how. So a lot of stuff that I'm doing is like stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while now. Not saying that I'm gonna always shoot my own videos. Hopefully I want to learn and get better, and so I can get to that point where I am just shooting my own videos more often. But this will be the first video that I'm gonna be directing myself. So I'm excited about that. I don't know when that's gonna drop, but I'm gonna try to get it done in the next couple weeks for sure. Got a big song, a lot of good music out right now. YTB Fat and Moneybag Yo just dropped a new song. YTB Fat, the song called I'm Him. I like it. There's a lot of new music out right now. A lot of new music. Big Moochie been dropping. I think he been dropping a song from his deluxe. I've been listening to it. Moochie always be snapping, man. It's a lot of music out. K Carbon just dropped yesterday as well. Shout out to K Carbon, man. Shout out to K Carbon, the whole Chopper gang. She hard, man. I've been listening to K Carbon for a while now, man. You know, that's my Leo sister. You know I got love from her from afar. All blessings to K Carbon, man. I fuck with her, man. She be on some turn shit. I fuck with K Carbon, man. A lot of new music been out, man. So it's good to see. I love anytime I get to see my peers doing good, doing well. That shit motivates me to keep going and to keep dropping, and because they make me better. You know what I'm saying? They make me better. You know, and not in a negative way, in a straight positive way. I like getting positive affirmations from my peers. No cap. No, yeah. And speaking of positive affirmations, we are about to get into let me get into our daily session mental health check. Where this is the portion of the episode where I always talk about mental health, where I always have to dive into mental health because it's very important to me. Not so much just my own mental health, but I like to talk about mental health because there's a lot going on in our society where I feel like a lot of people need that therapy, and they need that self-love, and they need that love from somebody who knows what they're going through. And you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we all in this together. I don't feel like nobody's really alone in this. No matter how bad you feel, you're never really alone. There's always somebody fighting with you. They're just not physically there with you. But you have to keep going, though. You have to keep going. My mental health state right now, I'm gonna keep it honest. You know me, I'm always honest. I'm okay. it could be better. I've been a little stressed a little lately, but I'm okay. Like, it ain't, life goes on, you know what I'm saying? Stuff happens here and there, but life goes on. It ain't never gonna be nothing to knock me off my pivot, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's all a part of life. It's all about life. God has a plan for everybody. You just gotta always keep that in mind. But honestly, my mood was kind of a little bit up and down, not negatively, like I was just depressed or anything, but just kind of like a little bit in a, I don't want to say a rut, but kind of irritated. Let me say that, just kind of irritated by how stuff been going. But you know, it is what it is. It ain't nothing too crucial, nothing too pressure, nothing that I can't get through, no matter what the situation is. You know, I keep God in my heart always. I'm glad I'm able to get on this podcast and be able to vent to you guys, so that keeps me, you know what I'm saying, it keeps my mind frame and my mental space clear. And I hope that I can do the same for the next person, that they can have somebody that they can vent to. Like, when you don't have anybody to vent to, that you can come to this channel and you can be able to vent to me. I want people to start following me on my Instagram. I'm gonna start dropping the links to my Instagram and stuff, and just kind of DMing me whenever you go in there, like whenever you have like a mental health situation. My DMs will be open, are open for discussions. I'm not gonna charge anybody for that unless it gets to a point where I'm getting I'm overwhelmed with the amount of DMs that I'm getting, and I probably have to. But I do want to touch as many, like, I want to be able to touch as many souls as I can on my journey in this lifetime. And whether I personally meet you or not, I want somebody to be able to, even if it was for a minute, to be able to feel a little bit better about their life, how they're having a conversation or what, and be able to inspire that person that you are bigger and better than what you are going through. We are bigger and better than what we are going through. And it doesn't stop here unless you want it to stop here. So that's basically my main message for today, but my main message always. You know what I'm saying? Never give up. Don't ever give up. Real talk. I've gotten wise enough to know, been through so much pain to know that mental health is just a journey. It's not a phase, it's a journey. Well, it can be a phase, but it is a journey. And it's all about learning to navigate that journey. And that's all it's about. Like, you can control it. You can control your outcome on life, no matter what goes on in your life. It's all about you having that mental toughness, that mental awareness that you need to tune into your inner star player, block out whatever's going on, and be like, okay, this happened, let me readjust, let me move forward, let's, you know what I'm saying, let's how we gonna get it together. And if you can do that, you'll be just fine. Because I say these things because I'm going through the exact same stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually going through those things like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, just period, overall. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm telling you, you can get through it. So I don't care how rich or poor you are, how successful you are in life. Even the most successful people go through things and have mental situations, and they can have every resource in the world, but still doesn't have that one thing that every person needs, and that's love and real self-love. And that can drive a human being crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody needs that. And if I can be able to express that and give that in any kind of way, shape, or form, I'm gonna do that for sure. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not God. I'm not God by any means. I ain't trying to be a perfect person. I'm just being myself, just trying to be as helpful as I can, just being put on earth what I feel like to do, what God wants me to do. That's why he puts me on earth. And that's to make music and help people through my music, and help the people through my interactions. I'm not trying to say that to be cocky or anything. I just feel like that's why God put me on earth. And I'm thankful for it. But that's our daily mental health check for today. Thank you for anybody who's still watching at this point. Just know I have real love for you. I appreciate you. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep rocking and rolling. We got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot more topics and stuff that I want to talk about. A lot more things that I have to do. I'm about to start finally, like I said earlier, about to start having special guests on. I don't want to give out no names and stuff because I know so many people. I know a lot of people. And a lot of people that people may not even know. A lot of my friends, a lot of people that's close to me that you don't know. I want to introduce them to you because a lot of people that I know are very interested, and they got a lot of, interesting opinions. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't know how it just felt like that in my life, but I'm blessed enough to know that I have those type of people in my life that I can bring on this podcast, and they can help me bring a spark to my podcast. So it's all love. With that being said, this is gonna be the end of this episode for this podcast. Before I go, I want to give a thanks to my like I gotta start and end every podcast the exact same way. I want to end every podcast the same way I start every podcast, and that's giving a thanks to my sponsor, your sponsor, our sponsor, God. Because without him, none of this would be possible. I wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be doing what we are doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big shout out to the big God once again, man. Gotta always give big ups to God, man, because gotta give glory to God always. God, you ain't gonna never hear me not on this podcast not giving glory to God, man. You got to. It just got to. Regardless of whatever your religion is, man, you got to know that there's always a higher power that's watching over you, and they not looking to, I want to put it into words, anything that feels negative is not for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you. You got to know it's a higher power that's watching over you, that's protecting you and guiding you on the right path into making the right decisions, that you pretty much can make the right decisions for yourself. But you know what I'm saying? But point is, keep God in your heart. You can do a lot of things. With that being said, that is the end of this episode. I will be back tomorrow with episode 7. Episode 7, baby. Episode 7. Thank you for watching. My name is Lil Duwatt, and this is the Mercenary Podcast. I want y'all to have a blessed day. Keep your people close, man. Keep your people close. Love on your people. Love on your people while they still here, man, because you never know when you're gone. That's the message for today. But message for always. But thank y'all for watching the podcast, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace. Love y'all.